guess I'm live. Share the screen. Alright, let's see. Entire screen. This one. Hey, what's up, guys? This is George Shamon. Let me know if you can hear me and you can see me well, so I can start with the presentation. In this presentation, I'm gonna go over the speed test command, which you can use to test your internet connection speed, which is bandwidth. Usually, people use the speed, but it's the data rate or the bandwidth, and it consists of two elements: the upload the speed and download speed. And in this, I'm going to show you the command, how I use it, and how it shows you on a screen the uh, the speed. So you have to have it installed, and I'm running Linux Ubuntu 22.04, and it can run on other computers like Windows and Mac, but I never tried it, so you might want to try it yourself. But this is why I'm telling you where I'm running it on. So it's Linux 22.04. So looking at the screen now, I have my terminal window where I can add a run command. So, and that's how it goes: speed test. It wasn't installed before. I had to install it on my computer. So all what you do is type speed test and you hit enter, and it will do the work on its own. Okay, speed test configuration. Yes, sudo. 1 second. Let's see. Dom. Okay. Let me see. Exit. I think I logged in as a different user, maybe. Let me see this. Okay, let's try now. Speed test. Speed test. Configuration. Okay, it looks like it's a system error on the other side, not on my computer, because I ran it yesterday a few times, and I didn't have any issues. And but let me get another window, maybe another terminal. Let me see. Speed test. Let me get out and start a new window. New window. Speed test. Okay, it looks like there is a communication error between the internet service provider, speed network, speed test network, because it says here retrieving speedtest.net configuration, and then it couldn't retrieve it because it looks like there's a 403 error forbidden. I'm not sure why I'm getting this, but I can uh, I can explain it. But let me just see what's the 403 error. What's the 403 error? Um, okay, 403 error, also known as 403 forbidden error, is an HTTP status code that indicates a user does not have permission to access a web page or server resources. Okay, They're denying me access now, but I've been using it, you know. So let me just see if my connection is working. Ping, let's ping Google, google.com. Yeah, I can ping Google. So my internet connection is working fine. Um, Clear. Let's try it again. Sometimes it doesn't work from the first time. Speed test. Okay, now it's working. So it looks like I had error before connecting. Now it's working. I had the feeling it should work because I've been using it for the last few days and I tried it so many times. So, and I'll explain it in a minute. In a minute, the system is giving you an output on the screen now, and I will explain it once it's done. So, if you are on this live stream, I want to thank you so much. I want to and drop say hi in a comment or let me know where you're tuning in from. Shout out to Ali Gamers. Thank you for tuning in, Ali Gamers. Who else is on this live stream? Let me know if you have any question or you're tuning in, where you're tuning in from. So let's look at the screen here. Uh, see. Yeah, let me see if you can see it. Okay, so if you look on the top of the screen, it says retrieving speedtest.net configuration. So speedtest.net, it's a network of servers uh, s- in IP in the ISP, like in different web hosting companies and internet service providers, and they're fully dedicated to test the speed of internet connections from different locations. And the way it works, it sends a data packet, it pings the speed test. When you run this command, your computer here, like using its IP address and location, it sends a ping to your ISP, and then your ISP will send it to the speed test server, and it can be in different locations, you know. But like now, it retrieved and it will give you which one it's doing the test from. So if you read the top of the output, it says testing from Mitco 96.3.230.15. So this is an IP address of a server in Mitco, and Mitco is my internet service provider. And then it says retrieving speedtest.net server list. So it looks like my internet service provider, which is Mitco, it will look for a speed test server depending on how feasible it is to reach it, and it will give you then the distance and how long in millisecond when it pings it, how long it took for the packet to travel back and forth. And well, at the end, it does its calculation, and it will provide the speed on your screen. And in this example, it says retrieving speedtest.net server, so list. So it was looking for a server and selecting the best server based on a ping. So they do a selection to see which is one is closest or fastest to get to. And in this case, they found, it says here, hosted by Educational Service Unit number 10, Grand Island, Nebraska, and it will give you the how far it says 313.97 kilometers. So, and how long it took in milliseconds for the ping for the data packet to travel when it pings it. It says 36.455 milliseconds. So this is how fast the packet travels back and forth. And then it does its calculation and it will give you the result here. If you look, it says testing download speed. It's doing the test, and then it gives you so many dots, and then it will give you the result. And in my case, this test yielded 143.06 megabit per second. Then it did a test for the upload speed, and then it says upload 49.08 megabit per second. So this is my internet connection at home here, you know. And what it did, the system, like internet connection, it did when I sent the use the command, my computer did a ping to my internet service provider, which is Mitco in this case, and it showed you the IP address. And then Mitco was looking for a server, a speed test server out of the network of so many servers that test connectivity and the bandwidth, the rate, the speed. And now it looked like it did with the it found one, and it shows you where it found one and with what, what the institution location, and it gave you the distance of the server and how long it took for the packet to travel. I don't know if they're measuring the packet from my place here or from Mitco, but I'm sure Mitco did the test between my connection here and the speed test network, and it came up with the download and upload the speed. So this is how you test your upload and download speed using speed test command. This is very accurate, and if it's done from the command line like this one, you're not doing it from a window or GUI or like graphical user interface. So this is more feasible because you're closer to the hardware and the operating system of the computer. So we can do it another time now. And what's amazing, every time I do it, it will give you different test. The results are close, but they're different. It will never be the same because there's so many variation when the packets is traveling through the internet. It's going through different routes, different routers, and different hardware. It will never be the same every time. It depends on the traffic and the feasibility of the system. So I'm gonna run it again now, and I'm gonna show you how what's the result. So speed test again, and if you notice, it says testing from Mitco 96.3.230.50. It's the same server as before because this is my internet service provider, a designated server for this kind of test, but the speed test server, it's different. And in this case, it looks like it did the same test with the same one. It says hosted by Educational Service Unit 10, the same one, the same speed. And if you notice, even though it's the same distance, obviously the distance doesn't change in kilometers, but if you notice, it took less time now. Before, in a previous test, if you notice here, it took 36.455 millisecond, and in this test it took 29.523 milliseconds. So there's a difference of 7 milliseconds, which is not too much, but it is when you're doing like packet transmission, it's a big difference, the millisecond. But I'm just trying to show you it's not the same. So every test is different. And if you look, even the result of download, the upload speed is different now because the time is different and the criteria are different. So it looks like the before it was the download was 143.6 megabit per second. Now it's 134.23. It went down. So the download speed, it went down. It dropped a little bit. And I mean, it dropped about 9 megabit per second. That's a big drop, like 10% or something. And then the upload, it was 49.08 before, and now it went down a bit to 48.44. There's only 1 megabit per second difference, so it's not a huge difference, but it is different. And if I do it one more time here, I'm going to show you. It's going to give you different result to different numbers because none of those tests are ideal 100% because things are changing during transmission. The way the packet travels, it might travel now through 4 routers, let's say, and 2 switches. The second time it might go through more than that or less. So let's do it again. Speed test, enter. And again, it says testing from Mitco. It's the same server. and it did the same SpeedNet server to the same one. But again, the timing is different. Now it went up a bit, about 1 millisecond instead of. So before it was 36, then it changed to 29. Now it's 30. It went up. So just 1 millisecond. And then if you look at the download speed, before it says 134, actually starting from the first one, 143, then it says 134, it went down, and now it says 143, then it went back up more than the first test. And the upload test, it went up a bit, but it's less than the first one. So if you notice, none of those tests are identical. Everyone is different, but there is sometimes there's a big difference, like the 10 megabit per second between one test and another. It's a big difference, but 1.4 or one or less, it's not a huge difference. Like now it says 48.44, and then it went up to 49.02, which is like almost half, or zero point 0.6 megabit per second, which is not a huge difference. But the download speed, it made a huge difference from the second test to the first one and the third one. The second test was 134, then it went up to 143, almost 10 megabit per second, and the first one too. So folks, this is how you use the speed test command in Linux, and possibly for in Windows and but you might want to try it, because I don't have those system. I only have Linux, and it's Linux Ubuntu, and I'm using the command line. And this is you can see it on the screen. What is it testing from, what server, and it's going to give you your internet service provider. Obviously it's going to be different from Mitco, because I am in the Midwest here, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. You might be in a different state, different part of the world. You can have different internet service provider. The IP address will be different, and the speed test, the server list, it might be different, because it looks like it's very important to find a speed test server which is as close as possible to the internet service provider from the IP address where the server is testing. So that's how you use it, and it's very clear, obvious once you read it on the screen. And I want you to remember that it changes every time. It's not ideal. Even if you do the test within 5 minutes of each other, it's going to be different. I'm going to do another one now to show you. So that's fourth test. This is the fourth test now. And again, it took 31 milliseconds. It took longer than the previous two tests, but less than the first one. And then it gave me 139 megabit per second download speed, which is smaller, less than the other two tests, but larger, higher than the second test, 134. And it gave me the upload 50.50 and 50.50 megabit per second. This is the highest speed for the download out of those four tests. The first one, it gave me 9.08, the second 48.44, the third one 49.02, and this last one is 50.50, which is the highest. So this is how you use the speed test to test your the bandwidth of your internet connection. And usually most people use the speed as a term, but it's not the speed, it's the bandwidth, and it's a data rate. The data rate, when you have so many megabit per second, this is a data rate, and you can use the bandwidth, bandwidth or data rate. When you talk about data rate in this, it's asynchronous. It means the upload and download are different. So you have to talk about both. Again, I want to thank you so much if you're on this live stream. If you have any question, please submit it in a comment so I can answer it now on the live stream. Even if you don't have any question now and you're watching this in the future on a replay, also submit your question. I can answer you in the future when I get a chance. And I want to ask you to subscribe, so because I need your help to grow this channel. And the more you subscribe, the more I make videos, and the more I become motivated and make more videos. And also you can help me with the topics, future topics, what you like to know about. And if you enter any question or any ideas about topics in the future you like to know about software I use myself, and I make videos about Linux, like this one, Linux commands. And recently, in year 2024, I'm making videos about web page coding, HTML, CSS, and little bit of JavaScript. I'm starting new with JavaScript, but I've been learning HTML, CSS for the last couple of years, and I have good knowledge about it. That's why I make simple web pages, and I make simple websites too, which don't require a lot of coding from scratch. I use website builders, drag and drop, that will help you put items next to each other on a web page and create a website. So again, if you have any questions, please submit it in a comment, and let me know if you have any ideas or any topics about future videos that I can make. And please look at my channel and see what content I talk about. So this way you have an idea, because obviously I cannot cover all topics. So again, this is George Shamoun. I'm coming to you live this Sunday evening, August 4th, 2024. If you are on this live stream, I want to thank you so much. If you are on a future replay, also, I want to thank you, and I want to ask you to subscribe, and make sure you add a comment or you provide any topics you like to know about in the future, so I make future video. With that said, I want to thank you so much. Have a great evening, great day. Depends where you are in this world. Thank you. All right. So gotta end the stream. Yeah, here. And end the stream.